Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gp3 here. I'm Alex Kingdom. I am your host because JB, who is joining me today, won the GP4 British Grand Prix yesterday in wet conditions in qualifying, and he managed to use that qualifying lap, use the conditions to his advantage, and he was then able to win the race. Congratulations, JB. Welcome. Just congratulations. Welcome everyone at SFR. JB, you're still sick, but you picked up 25 points at your favourite circuit. You must be over the moon right now.
Bow before me, mortals.
Anyway, guys, let's get into it today. We are here. JB's ego is too big now. I'm taking control today.
Yeah. Okay. On that note, let's just bring it back to normality. Before we do anything else, let's look at the championship standings. Sven is in P1 after not starting in Austria, ahead of his teammate and brother. Oggy in P2, Luke Beck is in P3, and Stam is in P4. Friedrich is in P5, Topics is in P6, and Billy is in P7. Vesely, after having a beautiful baby, is in P8, and Dr. Special Energy is in P9. Festa is in P10. He's got to win this race tonight to keep my seal of approval for not being Festa. GA is in P11. Oh, lost it for a second. Then Liddell is in P12. Ash is in P13. Psychomich is in P14. Gaming Things is in P15. And Outside A is in P16. TJ Clarkson, who I raced against last night as well, is in P17. RDB is in P18. Chris is in P19. And Sigurd is in P20. The Constructors' Championship, all Italian, because in P1 is the Ferrari ahead of the Alfa Romeo in P2. P3 is Renault and P4 is the Racing Point. P5 is Mercedes, P6 is Red Bull, followed by Toro Rosso in P7. Haas is in P8, Williams is in P9, and McLaren is in P10. I didn't get round to making an AlphaTauri joke there. Damn, I'll have to wait till tomorrow.
And now we're back in the room. So yeah, JB's still a bit ill, so I'll probably be doing the most of proceedings tonight. Give me a break.
He says he strains violently dying.
I'm not joking. If you genuinely struggle, well, I'm a veteran here now, so I can take the reins.
Yeah, he's got one pube now, everybody. He's got one pube, so he's now a veteran.
Mate, half a pube. Come on, I'm not old.
And we're off the air before we've even started.
All I'm saying is, guys, I don't really care about this race because Spider-Man's back in the MCU. So,
can I just mention about the fact that
I'm joking, obviously.
This is the best track in the world because they're my employers, and I have to say that.
All I'm just saying is that my favourite track in the world is Austin. So
Austin?
Yeah, Austin.
Still Austin.
I'm saying it just to annoy you.
Do you want to try again?
No, Austin. Austin.
Sure? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, Texas.
You sure? Yeah. Texas.
Yeah.
Do you know where that is?
Well, yeah. It's in America.
It's in his cousin, yeah. But no, I was actually here at the weekend, Silverstone.
Oh, my exes live in Texas.
Best track is Singapore. No, it's not.
Singapore is a great track.
It is a good track, but Silverstone's better. I was here at Silverstone.
Albert Park is better than Silverstone. Bahrain's better than Silverstone. China's better than Silverstone. Baku's better than Silverstone.
Is Silverstone better than Silverstone?
Barcelona's not as good as Silverstone. Monaco is a better weekend than
Felix, I will fire your ass from the moon.
I don't know say Australia. Austria.
Wait, hold on. It's fun to drive, not to look at. Silverstone's the best race to look at.
It's quite an ugly track.
It's not. It's beautiful.
This is why JB doesn't have a relationship, guys. He's too busy.
It's beautiful. Again, I have to still say, I have a race suit over there on top of my Captain America shield that has Silverstone on the back because I am a marshal and I am awesome. I didn't have to do anything at the weekend.
And I am Iron Man.
Oh, you were waiting for that, weren't you?
No. I didn't know you were going to say, and I'm a marshal, so I was going to go.
I like my marshal kit. I was sporty at the weekend with the touring car. If anyone was watching that, I was at turn 1. If anybody feels like looking at the
P1.
Turn 1. If anyone feels like
you were P1 yesterday.
I was yesterday. If anyone feels like watching what's it called? If anyone feels like watching the touring car, you can see my dad on one of the streams.
I'll watch it when you watch Speedway, mate.
Speedway's on the list because someone I know is very much into it as well.
There's only a week to go, mate. Next Saturday's the last one, so you got to get on tape.
What's next Saturday? No, DTM's on. Sorry.
No, this Saturday even.
Yeah, DTM's on. DTM's on, and Jensen Button's driving for it. So
record it.
I can't. We've been through this. My internet's spiking for some reason. So
well, put it on one stream. Put whatever that rubbish you wanna. And put Speedway on the other. Ow! My jaw just clicked.
We're waiting. We're still waiting. This is the period of the stream where me and Alex have an argument before we get onto track. So
no, I'm just saying. Why are you watching that when me and Peter have been trying to get to watch all the season? You're gonna have to wait until March, and you're not gonna watch it by March because we'll stop heckling you to watch it. So you'll never watch it.
There is someone else in my life that actually wants me to watch Speedway as well. So
your cat.
No, I'll tell you later.
Oh my god, he's finally found his cousin. I can't believe it.
My cousin's 8 Motorsport. I'm wearing my Asap Walker t-shirt, and I've got my
626 cousins.
What? No. I've got my Envision Virgin hat next to me, so I am formally.
Did you at least get the reference?
No, because I didn't listen.
I said, do you have 626 cousins?
I probably do, to be honest, but no.
It's a Lee Lemon Stitch reference, my dude. Oh. He has so many, all the other experiments, he calls them cousins. You've seen Lee Lemon Stitch, right?
No.
You are the worst human being alive. Jesus Christ. I tell you a good thing I watched this.
Now we're going to watch the racing cars go on to qualify.
This is a really good Stitch impression, or it's just racist. I can't choose.
No, that was Stitch. If anybody, you tell you what, right? If we get to 170 views, I will do the whole of the next stream I do in Stitch. So the whole of the stream on this accent.
Please don't. We'll get demonetized.
We'll get demonetized as soon as you're coming to the comes with. So we're heading over to qualifying.
That's your fault.
We're heading over to qualifying. The best track in the world. What are we expecting, Alex?
Rain
from the best track in the world.
No, I think we're expecting some good racing. It's it's going to be some good racing. Certainly a one-stop for all drivers, I think, for sure. It's going to be interesting what people do. I would always say if you're outside the top 10, always start on the hardest compound tyre. It gives you a lot of opportunity with the strategy. No, I think we're going to see some good racing, close qualifying, some fun, and we're not going to hear you shut up about how good this circuit is.
No, this track is the best track in the world.
Can we genuinely stop with this, like? Because we are because I'm genuinely going to leave.
I'll tell you what, he actually was. Psychobit's joining late.
Just joined.
Oh,
yeah,
that's a shame.
He was in, and I think he got kicked.
Oh dear.
So that's that. It's blue skies here in Silverstone, which I think is not correct.
Last night was from me. Definitely not smug saying that. It was a 1:30.0 in wet conditions. I'm not that slow. So we see movement in the pit lane.
Yeah, but now Shadow Britain. Never heard this guy before, but he's coming up first.
Is he? Oh, Shadow is this? Oh, that's DB. Shadow. This is his first time out in SFR. The number 13 Racing Point.
This could be lucky for some.
A few seasons ago, the number 13 Force India almost won this race. No idea who the driver of that race was. He's not talking to me anymore. He hates me.
I have hated you for so long, but...
Dry all sessions, says Lee. So, race director Lee now.
So, opposite to what you did yesterday, I think that presents the best race for us, though. I mean, in wet conditions, it's not the easiest to overtake under circuit.
Well, we had a dry race.
Yeah, but still, I don't count. You wouldn't have got part, no offense, you probably wouldn't have got part and take advantage of the position of the conditions.
No, I would have got pole. I had a quick lap. I'm quick at some
That's
stuff.
like that's like me saying I can walk.
Aren't I?
That's like me saying I can walk. I don't know which one's more probable. I think me walking's more probable than you getting pole in dry conditions.
And tomorrow, if I don't qualify in the top 10, then you know, we have problems.
Then it wasn't JB driving. It was actually his good friend Nico Rosberg.
I tell you what, if I'm friends with Nico Rosberg, you're sleeping with Jack Villeneuve.
Who's Jack Villeneuve? Okay, I don't even know that is. Can we use something more current? Pastor Maldonado, I think it could be.
No, Jack Villeneuve's it. I'm gonna kill people.
Anyway, Burton, as pole man, take us to a lap here, mate.
So, into turn 1 here at Abbey. Oh, not to lag. Then through farm, then into the loop complex. Want to get the breaking point nice and right here as they come through into the loop. Stood here at the Pomeroy in February as a marshal. Yeah, and yeah, you got 45 minutes of this. On to the Wellington Straight. You want to try and get it all lined up towards the right of the track for Brooklands, getting down a little bit after the 100 metre board, about 120 metres breaking into Brooklands, now into Luffield. Want to go slightly wide and tuck back in, hitting the apex late and running up through Woodcut onto the National start-finish straight, heading into Copseal, turn 1. Tiny, like minuscule lift through here, or a slight break, or into Maggots and Beckett's now. So through Maggots now, flat, little lift from Shadow into Beckett's. Again, downshift twice, then on to Chapel and on to the Hanger Straight. DRS opening now as the Racing Point powers down towards Stowe. Very hilly part of the track here, one of the fastest corners on the track, turning in about the 100 metre board. Now powering out, you can go very wide out that corner, it's all okay. Braking now into Abbey, Daintree even, and then into Club. Tighten this when they resurface it, round the final corner, across the line. It is a 130.6.
What was your time?
A 130.0.
So 6/10 to catch them for Shadow Britain. Who's going to be next? Chris Kahn. So Chris Kahn is just he did it on the medium tyres, mate.
Oops.
Quite all of us got in fast.
I reckon it's called last night.
Cester, Felix is just
what a brilliant lap time for Felix. Lap time from Laserlord saying he thinks it's going to be a 127 tonight. I think that'd be a lovely lap time.
Billy on the hard tyres, Alston on the hard tyres. A lot of times reeling in at the minute. I'm watching Sven.
Friedrich on the... Oh, he's wide. He's very wide. He's going to come around the final corner now. It's P1 at 122. Where's Sven?
P1? Yeah, Sven's about to come across the line. Oh, was he the one that had the baby, or was it...
Vesley who had the baby. Across the line now. Sven goes 127.5.
What about his teammate, Trainman? Brothers Swede, as we call them here at SFR.
Well, we got Vesley on stream coming through first. So, new dad, Vesley, coming through the final corner now, and he's going to go.
Dad bod.
I have.
But he's invalidated.
Trainman pitted.
Yeah, Trainman, yeah, just to get a lap, and he wanted to. Obviously, no. Unfortunately, Lubeck couldn't be here tonight. My guess is a Dora the Explorer marathon, but that's just the theories. However, Alsan is trying to get some slipstream off of Oliver here on a lap where he's actually not pushing, he's just doing it for the fun. So far, so interesting, but JB, what do you think of these times?
I think they're actually phenomenal. 127.5 is the current pole time for Sven, which is a monumental gap difference between everyone. Let's have a look at the gap from the leader. It's a 7/10 gap between Sven and Friedrich right now. So Friedrich may have made a mistake, but Sven is on it straight away. Here's Vesley, the 22 Mercedes through Magnus and Beckett's.
The good thing is here that pole isn't everything.
It really isn't. This is a difficult track.
I've never seen you do it. You've never even put through the walls here, so...
I have. Oh my god. It was so cold in the final race at Touring Car. It was raining, and it was a great race, though. Vesley into Daintree now. What can he do this time round? New dad, obviously not much sleep in the Mercedes, crossing the line now. He goes P2.
Second.
What
that was on a second lap of soft tyres, so they're not in their best condition. They're not in their peak condition. shall we say. So although that there could get him a couple tenths at the build, so watch out for him. He could be one to watch. Friedrich as well. I expect Ugo Trainman once he gets a lap in to challenge his brother for sure, and hopefully we won't see any weird Ferrari tactics with slipstreaming in here at Silverstone.
Don't get me started. I hate them. Anywho, best overtaking opportunities.
Yeah, nice.
No, I hate the Ferrari tactics. That's what I hate. Oh god. Lean out on track right now.
The road. Anyway, don't
he's singing again. Best overtaking opportunities at this track is into farm, so turn 3.
I think it's Maggots and Beckett's personally.
It's not into farm because that's turn 2. It's into the loop section, which is turn 3 and turn 4. Then down into Brooklands. That's a good place. Into Stowe's, also a favourite one, but some people who can go side by side through Maggots and Beckett's get to play on the ballsier side of moves. He's now setting up to do his lap time now in the Toro Rosso.
I'm watching Trainman, mate. He's about to start his lap. He's gearing up. He's got it in hot lap mode. He's raring to go. He's got himself a bit of free air as well. He's got himself in the perfect area here to just prime this lap up perfectly.
Lee's done 3 laps on his mediums right now.
Yeah, we've seen Lee do this quite a bit. If he hasn't got enough practice in over the week, he'll use the medium tyre to just do a bunch of practice.
Into the village section. No village idiots here. That's only when the marshals are up. And look at Trainman. He's going to have some tow from what looks to be a Williams in front of... Who's a Williams that's out on track? It's not Stam, it's Oliver, who is going to get out of the way of the flying Ferrari number 14 into the field now. The number 14 Ferrari was Fernando Alonso.
It's a clean lap.
Up into the national pit straight. Love the national pit straight. And darting into Cops, trying to get it right. That was a brilliant move there. He was able to...
He didn't brake.
That's the best bit about it. You just almost need to lift off. It's a choice where you lift off or you just tap the brake just a little bit. Oh, he's wide though at Chapel. He's caught the car onto hanger. Now powering down full power.
Work. That's unfortunate there, but this is going to be a good showing. You can probably get at least half a second from this lap. So we're going to see where his time comes here. And
can go wider there. Can get away with that.
Indeed. Ugo Trainman though, a decent lap for sure.
He's wide. Don't want to do that at all. Don't want to hit the orange curb. Crossing the line now is P3.
That is still a pretty decent time.
With all the mistakes at the end. With all those mistakes at the end, is that a pole position challenging time?
Yeah, well, I think Friedrich, who was a man out right now, he could be a pole position challenging car, for sure. And yeah, he's just got, I think there's at least 4 or 5 guys that could challenge for the pole position. We haven't really seen Lee's full potential yet. He's been doing laps on medium tyres, so Lee could perhaps be a top 5 contender.
I'm looking at gamey things right now in the Red Bull. He's gone 5 tenths quicker. He's actually a second up in Sector 2 on his previous time as the 39 car runs towards Stowe now. Quick turning. What an aggressive turn in there. But the Red Bull showing what way to go. He shakes the steering wheel to get all the speed away into Aintree for the final time.
Either way, this is going to be a really good lap from Jamie.
A little bit early on turning, and he's P6.
He got P6, he'll take it. Friedrich, though, pissed on an outlap. He was pushing on his outlap, though, which is very strange. He's used all his ERS up, which led me to believe he wasn't on an outlap. So I'm very confused.
Confused face emoji as he goes very wide at club. Don't want to do that at all. He's gone faster on his outlap.
You didn't just realise he's on no ERS. Do you think he's just forgot?
Holy moly, mate! Sven's going faster. He's bailed out of his lap though.
That could be lucky for the other guys for sure. But Friedrich's going to
Festa has gone 2nd place in all of this. The number 19 car.
Good job from Felix. I think Vesely! I was going to say Vesely's the one to watch. He's just spun it and it's got grass all over his tyres.
Where is he?
That's his lap done.
He's at the loop. That's easily done. Farm, the turn 2 complex, is very quick. And if you just get the turn in a little bit wrong, you can end up in the barrier. The first time on the 2019 game, on the old handling model, that I came through it. I actually flew the car snapped and went straight into the barrier, and I actually rolled the car and used the hail.
Well, I'm currently watching Stan right now, mate. He's the only one in the top 6 that's actually on like that. And he's got his fellow Williams behind him. I've called Oliver, so called Oliver part up. Just, I think he's on a wind down lap. He's on 2 lap old soft tyres according to my data that we got in the commentary box. Again, 3/10 in Sam's second spot, so it's not too bad. So
such a close grid.
Apart from Sven at the minute,
Sven's a rocket
great
ship.
job.
Sven's got something that I've got. He's got the Silverstone crowd behind him. Into Stowe now for the Greek driver in the Williams. Doesn't bail to pit lane. Pit lane here. Slow pit lane and the longest pit lane in distance at this one. Oh, he's round at club. He caught the car for 96. Has caught it. That's going to kill his lap time. P6. Only
he would have been very close to Sven.
He most definitely would have. Shadow Britain has got a 10th up on his last time as he hits the big orange sausage curve. And he's running a lot on the curbs. Here's the new boy in the racing point, crossing the line. It's a 130.1, 3 temps down. This track is difficult. It's nasty with what's it called? With corner cuts.
Obviously, Wardlow Billy's coming out. I think for his last run very early, so he could. It's a bit strange.
Message me, BB Plays, on PlayStation, and we'll get you all lined up. I'll get you in contact with the Premier Division.
JB.
Yeah, message Lord JB13 on the YouTube, on the PlayStation, and I will.
Why is your driver number? Why is your driver number not in the name?
It is.
It's your driver number 13.
Yeah.
Typical. I'm watching Hagen.
13's tattooed on me.
Oh, I've got a tattoo. Look at me. I'm so smart.
Not only do I have a tattoo, Mr. Kingdom, I have 8, I think. Yeah, 8.
They're all beautiful. When you're fat and old and wrinkly, you'll regret your baptisms.
What day is it? Thursday.
Oh,
but it's actually Tuesday right now. Look at Hagen. What are you going to say, Alex? About Hagen?
I was going to say that his teammate's in 7th right now. I think he's yet to do a run on the soft tyres as his teammate. So what can Hagen extract from the...
Oh, someone's in the barrier! It's someone! Is it Saeed? It is! Saeed into the wall! Sonic Hawk!
Who's Saeed?
Sonic Hawk having a big accident.
I'm going to keep on board with Hagen, though.
Sorry, had to cut on board with him. Just caught it in front of us as we look back on board with Hagen. The number, whatever you call it, number on the Red Bull. I think it's 20 something. 19.
I don't know if he stopped on purpose there. No, he's pushing, but Hagen's fine. Until now, no, made a few mistakes. So Gamey, Billy and Lee yet to set their times on soft tyres. They're going to be interesting people to watch, that's for sure.
Lee's a second down on his last time on the softs.
Just reported it. As we see movement in the Ferrari garage.
It's Sven has been launched with his teammate in front of him.
This is an interesting strategy now. Sven getting the slipstream.
Will they swap? I tell you what, you think Monza's bad. You think Monza was bad with what we saw with the slipstream. Try and see if you can find clips from the touring car qualifying. The track is less than a minute long in a touring car, and they were all trying to tow. It was ridiculous. Hilarious, but ridiculous.
Gamey's out as well. I think Gamey's perhaps he could get up in that top 6 quite easily. He set his time on mediums. Lee as well, he's a dark horse. RDB, we've yet to see him with his stamp authority. Fefster's out as well behind a racing point. So that's really interesting. That's Shadow Britain. I was looking at Dr. Special Energy there for a second, and he was...
Dr. Special Energy had to lift a little bit as he saw the Mercedes leaving the pit lane. It was Vesely. That could have been a costly accident for the Doctor.
I think Chris Can's done.
Oh, Billy! Out of nowhere, it's a P2 lap time, a 1:27.7. The only other person to touch the 27s this run round. But he's not going to be able to do another lap.
I think that's going to change, mate. I think Festa's a danger man. Who's going to be the first one? It's Sven, isn't it? Sven's going to be the benchmark.
Well, right now Billy's doing an absolute
No, it's going to be
pig's ear of a job to let people through.
But all I'm saying is Trainman and Sven have built a gap to one another.
Hagen is out in Sector 3. Go back on board with Dr. Special Energy.
I'm watching Trainman. He's going to be the first one of the top boys to set their time. This is going to be such an interesting qualifying, that's for sure.
Last minute and 10 seconds of qualifying here at Silverstone as Dr. Special Energy comes through Stowe for the first time to set a lap time on the mediums. This is the only run he's going to get on these tyres. He will not get a run on the softs as he comes up behind the Williams of what looks to be Oliver, who's starting his lap. Doc Special Energy is wide. He's gone P14 on the mediums. It's not enough for the top 10. Where's Trainman?
Trainman's going to be the first of the big hitters to come across the line here and finish quali. He's got his brother behind him, and I think Fefster behind them. Then Vasily behind them. Friedrich is behind the Ferrari, so it's going to be Sven, Trainman, Friedrich. Then, yeah, it's in Stam, I think. But certainly Trainman's the one in front. Friedrich's not too far behind the Trainman, who could, it's too far to get in the slipstream. Oh, and Billy, I thought it was the other. I thought Billy made a mistake, but his qualifying's done, so he's getting out of the way of cars. There he is.
GA improves to P11, P10, but Linnell is only just going to make it across the line. I want to see this now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Linnell, you have the bollocks the size of a wall. That was mental.
Trainman's coming across the line.
3 tenths up on his lap time. What can one of the brothers Swede do? Crossing the line now. P1, the 1:27.2. Oh, 1:26.9.
That's the Friedrich goes third. Then we got Stam. Then we got we got Stam's done.
Someone's weaving on track in front of Fefster right now. Someone's way off the track as well, trying to get out of the way of everyone. It's a racing point of someone. Fester's using all the track and then some. Shadow Britain in front of Fester. What can the Hatters do? Where's Vesty gone? He's gone P5. Wider Billy is on to the lap time. Fester's made a mistake. He's wide. He would have had a higher lap time, but he's fourth.
Yeah, Linnell's the one to watch now, then, isn't he? Collinworth is about to finish, but the brothers Swede. Can I say dominance is the right word, mate?
I believe 2002 called they want their Ferrari back.
To see a stand there. All eyes on Lee.
Slow Sonic Hawk has just got in the way of Lee. Not too much though. I believe Lee won't complain about that. No deployment though in the Honda power unit left for Lee. Coming around the final corner now, he's going to be a little bit slower. It's close. It's a 1:27.9 and that puts him P5. P6 even.
6.
Oh,
yeah, good lap from Lee.
Can
I say dominance is the correct word there from the mother Swede. They've strategy to perfection. But anyway, Sven and Trainman there did the good strategy there, really good with the toe, and they just gave themselves perfect. Sven gets pole by just under 3 tenths. Following them is the Renault Friedrich, the Haas of Fester, Billy in the Alfa Romeo finishes out top 5. Then we have Lee, Vasily, Gamey, Cod, and Stam. Then behind them we have everyone with 3 titles: Chris, GA, Allison, Special Energy, Hagen, BB, Shadow Britain, Sonic Hawk, and RGB, who didn't bother to set a time.
Words cannot describe the chaos of that qualifying session we just saw. Lee saying he needed to get a lap, he didn't get a lap in? Yeah, we saw that. We saw that. Oh, my goodness me. So.
That was heart and mouth stuff there, wasn't it?
Oh, that's what this track provides. I love this track. You will have this for another 45 minutes, but you're sitting here just whispering, I love this track. I love it.
JB, what month are you born in?
June.
Me and you are both Daniel Ricciardo, according to this. Your birthday month is how you are as an F1 driver. And Daniel Ricciardo
What's May?
June. Charles Leclerc.
Rubbish. My brother is Kimi Räikkönen all the way.
Kimi's September, apparently.
Oh, my dad's Kimi then.
My sister is Lando Norris. If she was an F1 driver, she's April.
Is that her name as well?
No, she's called. She's
called none of your damn business.
She's called Noob Master 69.
No, Noob Master. Alright, so, looking now onto the formation lap here at the best track in the world. The 26 laps of racing ahead of us. The number 9.
is the only one to actually listen to me and go on the high side. Well, Sonic Britain just hasn't started for some reason.
Psychomich hasn't done any qualifying time, and he has a stock setup on. This will be interesting. So Sonic Britain sat on the grid. No Racing Point mechanics running to him because he'll be fine, and Stroll can't afford to pay them. So Sven leading his teammate. Well, what do we think the number 9 can do today? He's going to be very quick.
I don't know, mate. I'm going to actually stick with the top 2. I want to see what these 5 boys do. I know normally you want me to look at the middle of the grid, but I think this is going to be so interesting off the line.
Don't worry. I will be crying as we go through turn 1. This is a track that can produce safety cars, though. So we can see safety cars here at Silverstone. We can also see safety cars at any other track, but, you know, they do eventually show up eventually.
My thing is, will they stick to the plan? I think it was a trainman that said, if one of us is in front, they'll be the lead car. But can trainman perhaps get in front of his teammate on the first corner and change that? And how will Sven feel? This could be actually how it was in Russia in real life. It's going to be so interesting, that's for sure.
So, Ferrari tactics are possible. Look at the Williams, though, starting side by side. Oliver, the GP4 driver, reserving tonight ahead of Stam, the recurring. Cod Oliver, not Pro Oliver.
No, but was his name not Pro Oliver? Or was
there's Pro Oliver and there's Cod Oliver. There's 2.
Too many Olivers.
There's too many JBs as well. Anyway, so, AI taking control. Alex, what do you foresee happening as we go into
I could see Trainman actually overtaking Sven. But Friedrich Trainman, you just got to be sure that all the guys, they're very calm. But I think Trainman, he knew he wasn't going to get pole today. That's why he was in front of his brother. I think he knew that perhaps starting on P2 was the better way to go, but we'll find out.
So, lining up now on the international pit straight at Silverstone. Teams...
It's not the international pit straight, is it?
Yes, it is. This is international. Oh. Teams to the right, crowd to the left. Where those little huts would be is a god awful hotel now, which is awful to Hilton. So, as we head towards 5 red lights here, hit the wrong button. 5 red lights here at Silverstone. Which Ferrari will lead into turn 1? The lights are on now, up to 5. The lights are out now. It's a good start from P1. They see a great start from Vesely in the Mercedes, but Sven leads into turn 1 ahead of his brother, and then carnage ensues. The Doctor Special Energy is out already. Hagen is off the road. An Alfa Romeo Billy's off the road. Lead out to P6 and everyone's gone to hell. As Con Oliver's out. Big accident there in the loop. Oliver's out. DB's out.
Virtual safety car.
And a virtual safety car deployed. Let's have a talk about what happened there.
What happened there? I didn't see any of it. I saw a Renault spinning round and it's DB. He's got damage.
Billy was off the road at farm and I think he just cut into the traffic and it all just went wrong.
Virtual safety car already.
Leads up on lap 1. Fester right now. Great start from him. He's still in P4. He's got to get past the Norwegian in front of him to get top 3. Lee has done a great job.
And so is Gamey. They both jumped Vesely, so Vesely caught napping on the start line there.
Oh, he's quick off the start. Back to green flag racing now. And Vesely, he's going to make a move in lap 1. In Maggots. He's through. Oh, is there contact? There must have been a little. And then Stam is battling through into Beckett, into Chapel now. And a lot of lag in this lobby.
Apparently, the Stilly has the same kind of cojones as Linnell there. Going for a lap 1 move into Maggots and Beckett. But Sven just got away there, and
maybe
Chamberlain hasn't got the speed here.
Great start from Psychomich in the Haas, in P10. Well done. Thanks, ladies and lords, for saying that. As they run through, Sven leads ahead of everyone. RDB pits, and we'll see a flood of cars into pits on lap 1. And it's going to be a very long night for those gentlemen.
Absolutely, because the pit straight is so long. Pits is just so long.
It's the longest pit lane in distance on the F1 calendar.
As Sven's already broken second here, can he just run away with this one now?
Fester right now trying to catch.
Vesely.
Vesely 3 tenths away from Lee. What can Lee do? Hello, Danny.
we know he's not a conventional overtaker. He'll go for a gap if he can see one. So keep rising him going into a Stowe corner. He could be sizing up a move. Interesting though, mate. What will the Ferraris do? What will they do the Singapore strategy there? Will Sven keep his brother in DRS?
I think we'll see what happens. I think Treyman's quicker at certain points as we watch Vesely carry so much more speed into Magnussen Beckett.
I think Vesely's going to get him at Stowe corner here.
Oliver saying, unbelievable, who hit me? Please take it to Stewart. Sonic Hawk is out. Big accident, what seems to be at Magnussen Beckett's. Vesely is not fast enough to catch Lee in a straight line, and the gap at the top is within a second. It's within half a second of the lap.
There are flags still in Sector 2.
Thank you, Matt.
Waving.
DRS will not be active. DRS is not active here as it was in 2018. They removed that. The DRS is now active on the session. DRS, Doc Specialty leaving. So he put a message in there saying, wow. He messaged me. I wonder if we can get a word in saying what happened. But yes, the gap at the top coming down. Gaming things, though, looking incredibly strong here at Silverstone. Angry face, says Oliver.
Watch out, here comes Vesely, mate. DRS. Obviously, the thing is, though, Lee's got DRS as well. That's the annoying thing right now for Vesely. As I said, an unconventional overtake could be coming his way. Trainman just seems faster now after the start. He just seems to be going along. He seems a lot faster in that second part of the circuit, which is where it counts, really.
Shadow Britain passed by Hagen. We'll take a look at that later on as we're looking at Lee, who's very quick in the straights, who's actually closing in on Fepster right now. So the soft tyres starting to come off. Obviously, we had fresh soft tyres last night, so I'm not sure how they're going to go. Excuse me.
Obviously, yeah, but I'm just surprised. Will the Ferraris do a swap here and hold the 1-2? Will they race each other? I don't know what the strategy will be here.
DRS is incredibly powerful here.
Yeah, he's got no slips. He's just got down to 4/10. Dead on.
Fester to the inside, passing Friedrich in Stowe, and yellow flags in Sector 2 and 3 have really helped out everybody as they passed Hagen. And Hagen and GA with a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with GA.
Fester's got the better Friedrich.
Yeah, I've just commented on that.
What a good move. And once again, it's so interesting between these Ferraris right now, isn't it? What are they going to do? Are they going to race each other? Or are they just going to play it out and have a nice Sunday drive? It's so hard to say.
Treyman's incredibly fast, and people are theorising it's down to the DRS. DRS incredibly powerful here at Silverstone. GA into pit lane. Wonder what McLaren's up to. Well, we'll catch up with them in about 5 years, because it takes them that long to get on the pit lane. Hashtag get a Mercedes engine in that car. Here's Vesely. Look further back though. Gamey can probably complain that Stam's starting to weave a little bit as Gamey tries to gain time on him.
Perhaps a little bit, but you know, it could be those tyres just going off, mate.
I don't think so. It was moving on the straights. So, GA obviously still in pit lane to the hard combat tyres. Probably to change the front wing as we keep an eye on Gamey things, trying to pass the Greek driver in front. I tell you what, I think Friedrich's pace is starting to disappear because Lee's going to get close to passing him as well.
Yep, I'm just keeping an eye here on the brothers' speed.
Oh, Vesely's wide. Vesely is got very wide. He's spinning back towards the track. He's facing the traffic. You can see them coming. Get onto the other side of the track, and he is very, very smart there from Vesely, knowing where he can just bounce onto the track and get away from everyone else.
Not a good day for Mercedes then.
Sector 2, and RDB is out in, I think that's Magnussen Beckett's. Oh, we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Oh no, he's out at the start at the entrance to the old pit lane, leaving the session. RDB not happy. So Gamey things on the back of Stam still, Lienel on the back of Friedrich still, and Alex, you're not on my back, but what's happening? What have you enjoyed so far?
I'm just keeping an eye on the brothers' speed at the minute, and this battle for P3. Fepster's got past Friedrich, however it doesn't really seem like Fepster's got great pace, but it's so difficult around here to overtake at certain points, and also I think Fepster's really good where it counts. He's slow in certain points of circuit, but where it counts he's just so much faster than the other guys. As that Treyman's made a mistake.
Treyman dropping back from his brother, maybe
You made a little tiny mistake there. Back tyres on the curbing, and that just wouldn't help him. Lee with the first penalty. He's got DRS still though.
You can't really ride on the curbs here at Silverstone. You can't just bounce on the curbs. Even through Maggotts and Beckett's, you've got to use the track rather than the curbs.
Is that what Vesely did? I'm sort of what happened to Vesely?
Vesely, I think he carried too much speed. Can't remember where I was going with that. So looking at Lee now as he's on the back of Friedrich, so close, tantalisingly close to the back of the Renault as he gets closer and closer in the run into Abbey, through the Abbey, into Farm, and then into the loop, the village loop section to get closer to the podium is Linnell. What would be your ideal podium here? Just completely off the record, no friendships or whatever. Well, there'll be a friendship. Take your pick, your ideal podium from the drivers on the grid right now.
Lee and the Brothers Swede, I think. I think the Brothers Swede, although they're dominant, they're good. And that's why they are dominant, you know? They carry themselves with such, you know, they're really good. They have scintillating performances. They're entertaining to watch drive, you know, and Lee, I think, is...
You're absolutely entertaining. They're 4 steps away from one another.
Absolutely, but it's a bit too close between Maggotts and Beckett, really. However, Ogre Trayman's just so much faster in section. But yeah,
the dirty air hit him like a car on a train. That didn't work. I'll call back in about 10 minutes when I come back with another simile. If you need to contact me, Lord JB13 on PSN, and we will get you all set up as a reserve to start with in SFR. Trainmando close to taking the lead of the race. Gaming things close to passing Stam. And Alex close to chopping my own head off.
No, you're doing alright so far. I mean...
I'm doing alright so far? So far, how long was that? 5 seasons?
But... This is, I know just this stream, you've been shambolic at other performances.
Oh god, we've both been terrible this season, haven't we?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just keeping an eye on the Brothers Swede. I don't know what's going on. They both have full ERS bars.
They're charging.
They're working in tandem right now.
They're trying to break away from the pack. They've got so deep into the league racing that they've gone full Ferrari.
They may as well though, it's working out, looks. But Fef's is breaking away now here.
Yeah, Fefster wants to come and spoil the party. Right now, the top 3, all Ferrari power cars, because there's the Ferrari, the Ferrari, and the Haas power Ferrari.
Good to Steiner, we're happy to see one of his cars on podium. Sven goes really wide there into Maggotts, I think it was, and outside Beckett. No dirty air for Trayman this time, and Sven gets one time on the grass. It's been the perfect opportunity now.
He's in overtake. He's going for it. They're swapping positions.
That was a pretty clean out. They just swapped. Yeah, they just swapped.
So a note from Luca Biotto saying, "Get out the way." Luca Biotto, that's a different person. Mattia Bonotto saying, "Getting out the way." Luca Biotto or Biocco, I believe. I can't remember who he was. He was an F1 driver, I think, for a bit.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was a decision like or whether Sven knew he made a mistake, didn't want to battle his brother, but Trayman then set the fast lap as well, for good measure. But Lee needs to get past his Renault now, it's really slowing him down.
Jordan, what happened, mate? What happened? I need to know. Lee, much closer to the back of the Renault. Renault with the power unit of Dust. Thanos got hold of that Renault unit. Honda is clearly the most superior power unit, mainly because they've given me the best results of my life. DRS open on Lee, climbing and climbing, training and gaining on the the Nordic driver in front. And Friedrich is going to have to bow before the might of race director Linnell sooner rather than later. I'll tell you what, Fester, he's not that far away either.
No,
absolutely. I think they're getting towards tyre change territory.
Friedrich's to get DRS though here, and I think Linnell's perfect opportunity there, where Friedrich was just outside the DRS, is gone. I mean, unless Fester now can do it to Maggotts and Beckett, and help Lee out. But if Fester gets DRS again, I think Lee may have to try and undercut Friedrich and get out of that area.
The undercut is pretty powerful here if you get it right. I was saved last night by Badger getting stuck behind a Mercedes. The Ferraris 3 tenths away from one another once more.
What do you think their strategy is? Who do you think they're going to box first? Because Sven's technically was pole, but Trainman's overtaken. It's so scary.
Lead car pits first. That's how it goes.
But I think they've got here, mate. You can tell they've discussed this before.
I should hope they do. They live next to each other. Vesely to the inside on Sajkovic. Sajkovic in the Haas, trying his hardest to stay ahead. He has to control the rear end. That's my one per stream. Trying his hardest, and he has decided to stay in front of the Mercedes, who's getting close. Through Abbey, he's having to lift off, which you don't normally do because it's completely flat. Through Abbey. Abbey is completely flat. Take that as you will.
I don't know what's happened to Lee now here, but he's lost a bit of time in the first sector.
I think tyres are going off. Look at the grading on his front right.
Let's say yes, mate. Look at Sven.
Sector 2, Alsan A.
Alsan
is round in Magnussen. Beckett's control the
car.
Really
spice things up. A safety car. But,
I don't know if I stop on track long enough, I might be able to get one. Let me just go put you in the middle of Beckett.
Possibly that might work. I don't know whether Sven's going to get the better mistake. It's still show whether they're racing now. Will Trainman just let him through?
He
sort of. I don't think
he does. Yeah, he does. That's letting him through. He's not battling him. So they're slipstreaming each other, try and break the toe as they lag a little bit. Who's pitting first? Sven pits first. So the lead car, and Alsan's raged. He's rage quitted out. So that's definitely helpful for everyone else. Thanks. Vesely has got through on Sajkovic, and the pit stops have begun. Friedrich pits. Lee now has got to put an absolute blind overlap if he wants to stay in front. Trainman leads from Festa, from Liddell to Gamey Things, who's in P4, and Alex. Now comes the fun. You can one-stop it from soft to medium tyres.
All I'm going to say is, will there be traffic though for the Ferrari?
Oh, I've got heartburn. Sven is leaving it. He's going to be close to Sajkovic. Excuse me. Who's as Vesely drives through his ghost, his friend's ghost, even.
This is so interesting right now. Again, though, Trainman, Fefster, and all that, they've got a box, but I think Sven's quite in the perfect pocket here. Will people like Friedrich though? Will they get closer to the tagging there is in the way? The Renault's going to be out of the way. They're going to try and battle here, but no. So Friedrich had a little bit of traffic, but nothing too heavy.
Shadow Breton, who hasn't stopped yet in the Racing Point in his first outing for SFR. The number 13 Racing Point is no ERS usage on the car. Okay. Confused face.
Maybe they got electrical problems, but Fefster, Trainman, and you have to get Leah in.
Trainman with in the extreme place grid penalty. Penalty 5 place. What am I on about?
Anyway, mate, will we see people like Friedrich? Will he overtake him?
On board with Friedrich now, long pit lane. Actually, let's follow Trainman in pits. He's been held for the Haas of Festa, who was just coming in. So Chris leads for the first time in a while. Lee getting service. The Haas of Festa has jumped Lee. Where is Friedrich? Friedrich coming round. He's up the inside of Britain. He's up the inside of Britain. He's passing Britain into turn 1 now. I think Trainman is going to be behind his teammate for a bit. He's behind his teammate by quite a lot, actually.
They did that strategy to the
Festa's still ahead of Friedrich, and Lee has got some serious work to do now if he wants to pass the Norwegian driver.
Good run by Chris. I don't know why he's starting the soft tyres. They must be like dust at the minute, but fair play.
Thanos his tyres.
Yes. But right now, though, Trainman, he lost out only about a second there, really. So I thought the undercut would be a bit more powerful than that, but maybe
actually, hold on, I got it wrong. The overcut's better at this track. I think.
Well,
is it?
It clearly didn't work out for Trainman, but he got held, didn't he? Maybe if he didn't get held, Trainman would have emerged in front.
Let's see with Chris. Where did Chris start? Let's have a look. Chris started P11. So he's up 10 positions right now. We'll see what he can do as Lee is on the back of the new boy. He's going to have DRS off Alsan's Ghost. Oh, he doesn't. Lee powering now along the straight. What can the GP2 runner-up do what Lee does best, up the inside and not crash in the pit lane.
Let's Christian come out here. Send us fast lap.
Sven the fastest man on track.
Sven's got Psychovich for company.
Look at the train behind Lee. Both Red Bulls, a Williams, a Racing Point Stam is not happy with Hagen.
And Chris is, well, the overcut's not
well, Hagen's wide. And Hagen has dropped behind his teammate now as he's having to take to the runoff to try and find the gap to get back on the track rather than go over the grass. The gap at the top is less than a tenth. This should be a pretty simple move. But no, Psychovich is fighting the Ferraris. He hasn't got the code from Gunter saying, let my Ferrari through.
Well, of course, he's not going to get any code, is he? He's going to fight it. Gunter's a fighter as well.
That was a little bit iffy.
Can't get past Psychovich, can he?
He can't right now. Psychovich is really ruining Sven's run. His brother's about to come and play. What can happen as we look at one half of the brother Swede Ferrari team? Side by side is possible. He's trying to get through on the hanger straight. 3 at a time, and DRS opening on Sven's car. This should be simple now. He looks to the inside at Stowe. Psychovich, a racer at his heart, is going to try and fight it. Is he going to try and fight the other Ferrari too? No, they both slip through into Stowe.
How interesting would it be if Taman was able to jump his teammate in that? His brother.
I think that he would see Sven stop, walk over and get.
Do you think Psychovich is trying to help his teammate? Thester.
Yeah, it's possible. But he started at the back of the grid. He didn't have a rear gunner at the start. This was very interesting.
Yeah, I'm just interested whether they'll swap again or whether now. I really hope they actually race in the last few laps.
So do I. I will be very disappointed if they don't race to the point that they might they might not get invited to the interviews.
No, I think it's okay. This is just a strategy. It's just part of F1.
No. We're not a strategy league. We're a racing league.
Yeah, well, that's part of racing, unfortunately, these days.
Yep, and that's what's wrong with Formula 1. What's wrong with Formula 1 right now is that they're not racing each other, they're racing a time.
Yeah, I agree, but still, that's the part of F1. They're not doing anything wrong. It's not against the rules.
Well, it's just not good show racing. If they're just going to sit there and just swap positions all race.
I'm just playing devil's advocate, mate. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
And I'm playing that. I'm hosting the party.
Well, if you kick me out, you're silencing people. So
I silence you. I don't care. I'm a dictator. Plenty of drivers will agree with you that I'm a dictator.
What I'm saying is, I wonder what people think in the comments. Do you think this is a good strategy? Do you think it's against the? Do you think it's not good for racing?
I think it's against the code of racing to just swap positions all the time. Chris can now going to look for the points. Chris, can he look for the points? He looks to the outside line on Hagen, and Hagen shuts the door aggressively.
You should bring that up in interviews then.
Pardon?
You should bring that up, ask them about the strategy and say, I don't think
if they're doing that, I'm not doing the interviews. I won't do it. You can do it, I won't do it.
Why?
Because I won't. I won't sit there and interview. Hagen's out in turn 1 or turn 3. I won't interview people that don't race. I'll interview people that race. Even if it's for strategy, I won't interview people who just swap positions or race just because it's faster.
Okay, well, me and JB having our classic disagreements all over again. I think this is great strategy from the Ferraris. Again, if there was a rule in place, I wouldn't be angry against it, but they're not exploiting any rules.
It's just not good racing. It's not racing. That's what it is. Psychovich dropping behind his teammate. It's not racing. It's messing. Oh, it's contact!
Friedrich!
So, look, enough on that, because it's just ruining the stream at this point if we're going to keep discussing all of this. Friedrich is not happy with Psychovich, is he? And to be honest, I think that's Friedrich's mistake. He was too aggressive. You can't make a move in Beckett's when you're not side by side. Care to comment, Alex?
I know. I'm just watching this at the minute. I'll be honest. I'm just thinking about the strategy and the Ferraris. You know, it's the talk of the town at the minute, for sure. But I know I saw what happened. I think Friedrich was all in the right. I think Psychomich was all in the wrong there for me. But we disagree. So
What did you wrong?
Well, he should have been out the way. You know, he's not racing him.
What? No, he is racing them. He is racing them because he's racing for position.
He's on 14 lap old hard. He's on 14 lap old hard. He should get out of the way.
Yeah, but he has no obligation to overtake. He has no obligation. He's not a lap car, but he's not a lap car. No, you're wrong because he's not a lap car. He's not a lap car.
I know he's not a lap car,
but he doesn't just have to get out of the way just because he's on older tyres. You're wrong.
He's got, yeah, okay. Take devil's advocate again, though. If these guys up front aren't breaking any rules, they're not doing anything wrong.
Well, tough shit. Tough shit. I don't care.
We should make a debate podcast.
Hello, Martin.
I feel like we'd get into. I feel like it would. Here comes me now. Anyway, on Friedrich for P4. But so
the wounded Renault.
On the Psychomich thing.
The wounded Renault is in serious trouble now as his times are going to start to fall. He can pit now and go on the softs though. He can pit now and go on the softs and sort of power through.
I'm trying to get fastest lap even. Man with the fastest lap. Speaking of which, but no, yeah, guys, what do you think? Should me and JB make a debate podcast where we have complete opposite opinions on things? I think it'd be fun. What do you think, Jack?
I'm not answering that question because my honourable gentleman friend is a moron.
Huh?
we're politicians, aren't we? We're both idiots. We're both children just shouting about one little thing. It's wrong. Yeah, it's not.
I just find it funny that we completely disagree on two different parts of racing. But no, Trainman though is not putting on the pressure to his brother, and Ferrari. Then we happy with his performance. That's fair to say.
Chris Can making a brilliant move there at the exit of the loop, passing Shadow Britain. Very well done to him.
What straight is this? What straight is this?
That's the Wellington straight.
I always thought it was the Hanger straight. That's what I'm going into.
Wait, hold on. The Hanger straight is the one at the end of Magnus and Beckett's.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Getting this helicopter cam here. It's so interesting. So Uber Trainman, hasn't he got the 5-second penalty though?
He does. So at this point, with the penalty, you can think, oh, okay, just sit behind him because he's gonna finish. He's gonna finish behind him anyway. But what's the point in that? Look at Psychomich. He's on worn tyres and he's still racing. This is how racing should be. Look at that. He's overtaking someone on worn tyres. Yes, that someone has a broken front wing. Yes, that someone's probably not going to be happy with him when he does this. But look at that.
I disagree with this. I disagree with this personally. But I think it's ruining Psychomich's race.
Why do you disagree? Why is it hurting his race? He wants to ruin his race. He can do what he likes. He's driving the car.
I think he's being ridiculous in terms of his strategy, but you know, if he wants to race, good on him. Get your elbows out, my friend.
Why? Because the tyres can go that distance. I did 24 laps on the hard compounder tyres last season. I
just don't think he's going to end up with any points today if he does this. Whereas if
I did 24 laps on those tyres and I finished 8th.
I think he's ruining his own race, but it's good for suits of action on circuit, that's for sure.
Well, okay. We'll have them all start on the same tyres next week. We'll have them all start on the same tyres, and we'll see what happens.
Unfortunately, mate, all I'm saying is, unfortunately, although I don't like it, F1 is now political. It's a political game. You got to play the game. It's not just all about pure racing, which in some ways is a good thing, in some ways a bad thing.
No, it's an incredibly bad thing because it's a racing series. If it's not about the racing, then it's about something else. And it shouldn't be a racing series.
But it creates controversy, and I love a bit of controversy.
Psychomich is doing everything he can do right now, and he's doing everything right. DRS open on Gaming Things' car.
If I was to open on Gaming Things, I'd be incredibly annoyed, though.
Well, Gaming Things could be annoyed. So he's not driving the Haas, he's driving the Red Bull, who's just overtaken someone.
And the Haas finally pits. It probably could have been a couple laps earlier, perhaps. Put him on the. He's going to go on the soft tyres, JB. Well, that's my theory, anyway. Will he run out of tyre?
No.
Okay.
He won't run out of tyre.
That's clear enough. Me and JB are not in the best of moods with each other. Obviously, it's all banter. Me and JB love each other very much. And
Gaming Things on the back of the wounded Renault of Friedrich now.
You
are entirely wrong. You know that, don't you? You are entirely wrong.
If that's what you think, buddy, that's what you think. It's Lee
Anyway.
without the chance of the it's Lee. Lee's the chance of the podium.
Lee has a chance of the podium, but he also has a 3-second time penalty looming over his head.
So does Fester.
So does Fester? Because I know Friedrich does.
Fester does. I just checked it on Race Director, mate.
Okay.
So Lee,
well, I don't look at the Race Director, do I? So.
Lee! Oh no! Just as we say, can he get a podium? Sven! Sven's letting through. Sven's let J-Man through. That's a weird place. In a straight.
Sector 3, we have a yellow. Who is it?
GA.
GA. What happened there?
I don't know. I just saw him going slowly, and it was in sector 3. So I guess
he must have spun. Or must have had a half spin.
Lee needs to sort of pick up the pace if he wants that podium, doesn't he?
At some point, I'll be able to actually select a car. There we go. Lee, yeah, he's got it. He's got to power up that Toro Rosso and get onto the podium. Fester's doing a good job right now in P3. He's actually quite clear, actually, isn't he? He's got a good position. He's on his own a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, he's done a decent job. He just needs to make sure that he makes no mistakes, doesn't get any more warnings. Because Lee only needs to get a couple of tenths on him, and then game on. And Friedrich there, mate, it's just not been his day, has it? The whole Psychomich incident. Which, to be fair to Psychomich, perhaps I'm wrong. I don't think I am.
Psychomich did nothing wrong, but he's not a lapped car. He's on worn tyres. Just because he's on worn tyres doesn't mean he should jump out the way.
Okay. Not within the rules, but what's wrong with what the Ferraris are doing?
What's wrong with the Ferraris? They're not battling, they're not racing.
In terms of the rule,
they're driving in formation, which is boring.
However, in terms of the rules of F1, are they breaking any rules?
Well, no, not breaking the rules, but they're breaking the gentleman's agreement, which is it's a race.
Is that a thing? The gentleman's agreement?
Yeah, the gentleman's agreement. It's the same as the gentleman's agreement of not to crash everyone out.
Oh, I don't follow that second one. Sven's left!
Whoa, that's new! So maybe the lag out... No, I can't justify the lag out for this, to be honest. I tried. You heard me genuinely try and justify that, and I can't. So his internet has spiked, he's left. Internet looked a bit iffy in the lobby. I don't know if you saw it as we head on to lap 20. Out of 26.
All I'm saying is, mate, imagine this is just so they could break the 5-second gap.
Trainman has a penalty.
I don't think I'm right, because 20 to slow down.
No. Because the issue is right now, look who's gaining. Fester is in chance now for a second place.
And that means Lee now. And that means Lee now could be... The brothers Swede here might not be able to do anything about this. All plans running away with Ferrari right now. This is not good for the brothers Swede. They ran such a decent race as well. Not the one we want to see, but again, in turn, it's been like although I'm not a fan of the strategy, you can't say they didn't play it to perfection, JB.
This is sparking off the biggest controversy in SFR history, mainly because you and me are at each other's throats right now.
Yeah. I'm the Paul DeResta and you're...
Oh, so you're boring as hell, are you? I am not Rosberg. Stop calling me Rosberg.
Paul DeResta is like one of the... crew Chadnock, and you're Nico Rosberg.
So you're small and Indian? I am not Nico Rosberg. I don't Photoshop myself in anything. Get me fingers round!
But no, you are Nico Rosberg. But right now, I think you can't say they didn't play it to perfection. They didn't break any rules, so therefore, I think
this is the gods of Formula One punishing Ferrari.
Perhaps it's a weird way of punishing them, but what would you do if you're Lee and Sven just rejoins
Lee now is now on the podium for the first time. No, he's not! He can't get a podium ever, can he?
Give the guy a break! Come
on! Oh no!
Oh
hello,
no!
Luke. We're too wounded. He's ready to kill himself at this point. He's had enough. He's ready to kill himself. He's ready to leave it.
The Williams get on the podium.
Is that a shot? Williams often get on the podium.
I don't know.
Look, everybody's now very sad at Lee, and it's not Lee's fault. It's just he turned in a little bit. Well, yes, it's his fault, but at the same time, the tyres just lost grip. Damn you, Pirelli!
And officially, Stam is on the podium. Almost.
And officially, Lee is in the gravel. Wait, no, officially.
Oh, Lee.
It's not his fault.
Lee.
He's got a damn his nose. He's just going to sit there.
Well, I think the ghost car distracted him there.
I think that we will be seeing a notice from Lee in a bit, and I think I know what the notice is going to say.
I don't think it's going to be airable.
It's going to be. I'm going to marry JB again.
As Chris is trying to get around the outside of Lee, Lee trying to fight him. I think Lee's just got to perhaps just stick with it.
So, Sven dropping off the podium, lap 22 out of 26 here, in a very controversial race at Silverstone.
Absolutely. I mean, are you even going to want to do interviews now or interviews after this race?
Yeah, if you want to, I'm not doing it. You can do all in the interviews tonight.
No, because you're going to have a go at me after the stream.
No, I'm not. I've got more important things to do than have a go at you.
Well, you know, Psycho is going to get a couple points today after his controversial...
now he's going to get a couple of points.
In my opinion, controversial driving in his early stint.
He did nothing wrong. He was driving around the track and defending his position. He did more than the Ferraris did.
See, I wasn't having a go at you, but when we disagreed, you're having a go at me because I disagreed with you.
No, I'm just telling you you're wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Whatever. Honestly, whatever.
We're getting a divorce.
I've done this for long enough to know what racing is, and that isn't racing. DB dropping behind GA.
It's full
no,
of bikes.
You know what racing is. It's all of them going into turn 1 on motorbikes and falling off.
Yeah, that's racing. It's better than for F1 anyway. The
DB back into pit lane. Unsure why. 19 up 1 tyres, that's probably why.
Even our own racing pod agrees with us. Me. And, you know, Chris is going to get a top 6 here today. Good on you, Chris. As JB's angry at me, I'm gonna have to cook him some dinner later. Just get a Chinese because I'm lazy.
I don't like Chinese.
But well, that's why I'm getting it then, isn't it?
I could say things. I could say some genuinely horrible things.
Go on.
No.
Do it.
No.
Oh wait, McLaren suck. Oh.
Red Bull only hired Max Verstappen because they're all paedophiles.
What? Alright.
This is I'm gonna actually ask as an admin now for us to calm down. This is getting silly now.
Where'd that come from though? Is that true or is that just a joke?
No, God no. That's not true.
I don't know
what I just said was not true, but the other one I said was.
I was just about to say, JB's opinions are not those of SFR. Game, you're gonna get to top 4 now here because he's gonna try and have. Could Chris overtake Friedrich in 3 laps time? At least.
No. I
don't think Friedrich's got the damage.
Friedrich is losing pace. Sven's back.
Oh, Sven.
Right at the tail end. Can he get back into his car? Now this is the question. Can Sven battle back up to the podium from here? Penalties obviously will be applied.
Why will penalties be applied?
Well, penalties will be applied for the race because people will have cut corners and got penalties.
Oh, I think he'll get penalties. I was like, I didn't think he had any penalties.
No. I'm not saying that. No. Potentially.
He's not back in the car yet. He's not back in the car yet.
On. Can he get back in the car? It's a question. I don't know. It's not 24. It was be passed by Visley. At this point, he won't get the points. That's the thing. He won't get the points for finishing P8. Now that is also a controversial thing because people are like, oh, but their ghost still finished. No, they didn't finish. They didn't finish the point. They didn't finish the race. So what's the point in giving them the points? Can
Psychomich get even more points today?
Yes.
This is a good result from Psychomich after, as I called it, the controversial stint. But JD will fight me. So,
fastest man on track. I think the best thing he can do is get points tonight. 10 seconds off Billy. If Sven keeps dropping back, there's a potential of a point tonight from Lee.
The potential of Chris getting the top 5 is also there. Sven can't get back in the car by
the mate, I'm so sorry.
Who are you saying that to?
I'm talking to, sorry, Sven. He put something in the chat. Yeah, yeah. Just can't get in. That's unfair. That's really unfair. And that's not his fault. That's this game. That is the issue with Codemasters. They just can't make a game that's stable. Penultimate lap of the race has begun, though, and Treyman...
It's as stable as my nan's bladder.
It's as stable as you try to stand up. 72 and 3, yellow flag. Yes, that came out of nowhere.
Lee's going to get a point. Lee's going to get a point. 2 points. He's in the top 10.
Whoa, it's Billy. Yeah, it is. I didn't see that it was Billy in there. So Lee into the top 10. I don't think this will make Lee happy, though, to be completely honest. He had pace here.
So, yeah, he could have gotten the podium as well.
So, no battles on track whatsoever now. And right now...
We'll come down to the finish. And there'll be no podium interviews after the race. So,
I mean, he's called it.
I ain't doing it. It's too controversial.
Well, we shall see what happens then.
Plus I want food, so I'm eating it.
Okay.
I had Weatherspoons at 12 o'clock.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I don't know what happened at 12 o'clock. I was asleep. Heartbreaker for me. I think everyone is a little bit. Final lap has begun now here in GP3, and Treyman is looking to take the win away from his brother.
You can't say it's not been a deserved win from Treyman. He was the faster of the two all day. We knew that. There was just some strategy that they pre-planned, and I think you can't disagree with me there. Treyman was the clear faster driver today.
He was, so he should have overtaken them one. Team politics has no place in F1.
Well, it's unfortunate there, JB. You should go and chat to the FIA.
The FIA have got nothing to do with F1. The FIA are not the managing body of Formula 1. They make the regulations, the sporting regulations.
Who are them?
Formula 1 management.
What's FOM? Okay, go to FOM then. Give him a serious talking to. As Treyman's going through Maggots and Beckett. Here, he's got a nice helmet. Helmet.
You went through that twice there. It was a stuck record.
I know. Because I was questioning my comments.
62 yellow flags. Who is it?
No idea. But anyway, Treyman coming up to Stoke Corner now. He's about to come home in the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. It's been uneventful for the past 5 laps or so, but it's certainly been one that will be remembered for its controversial stuff here in commentary. Treyman, a well-deserved win here in Silverstone. He's about to cross the line. It's 25 points for the Ferrari team. Coming in second place will be the Rich Energy Haas of Fester.
Not the Rich Energy anymore, it is just the Haas. Fester crosses the line now.
And it's Stam, third.
Finish third in the Williams. Well done to the Rick driver. And as a nod to
there's a lot of penalties on Stam.
As a nod to the fact that the other people finished on the podium, we will be doing podium interviews. Gay Things will be finishing in third place. So Gay Things will be on the podium tonight, and there will be interviews.
Apparently there will be interviews, so
you take your pick when you sit through it. I don't mind.
I'll sit through it. I have questions to ask.
Well, then you can direct it.
I find I'll direct the interviews.
Treyman wins, and Sajkovic does eventually pass Sven.
In a controversial position, in my opinion, but congratulations to Sajkovic. Also well deserved there, but Sven is going to overtake him, but I think Sajkovic will get bumped up anyway.
Lee will be finishing in P9, and Shadow Britain will be scoring
get bumped
points.
Up anyway?
Yeah,
they will get bumped.
Yeah, they will get bumped up because Sven will be removed from the results. So Shadow will be the final
race in SFR
point scorer in Silverstone. Well done to the rookie.
Sorry, I'm very hungry. I get like this when I get hungry.
So, as we head to the podium now, Treyman is on top, ahead of Fester in P2 and Gaming Things in P3 on penalties.
Here we go. Celebration then for the Ferrari team. Ferrari powered 1-2. Good result for the Ferrari team overall this weekend. But as Sven gives his opinion on the Codemasters game. However, the Honda Power Red Bull in third position there, but finished fourth. But Gaming will take the 15 points you get for third place. However, it's time to run down the results. Trainman will take the win with 5 seconds apparently unserved. But Festal takes second. Gaming things to take third. That is your podium finishers. Stan fourth, Friedrich fifth, Chris sixth, Olive Vasily seventh, and Psychovic 8th, Lee now 9th after possibly get a podium heartbreak. Shadow Britain will take a 10th position. GA outside the points. Billy, DB, then you got Alsan who didn't finish, Hagen didn't finish, RDB didn't finish, Sonic Hawk didn't finish, Colliver didn't finish, Special Energy didn't finish, and also that of Sven.
So we'll head over to the podium in a moment's time, and we will just wait to head back over to the party list.
It's going to be interesting, isn't it? These interviews, that's for sure. JV, normally you ask me this question, but I think you have a heavier opinion on me on this. What do you make of this race?
It was a good race. Nonetheless, it was a fair race. Drivers raced, except for the top two, who decided that they wouldn't. Well, I'll have to invite them because I got it set on private. But you can suggest it for him, which actually helps. Right. Festa's already been invited. Trainman's already been invited, and Gaming Things has now been invited.
I'll take the lead on this one. Is that what you?
Yep. Yeah, you take the lead.
This should be interesting.
No, I want to interview that one. I want to interview him because this is a nice swap from yesterday.
Tires didn't go bang bang. So that's the important thing.
No, his wife also worked from the moon as well. So that's 2 out of the 3 podium sitters. So if I just ask you two to make sure your voices are set to share.
And all of them run. Here we go.
So, if all of you can make sure your voices are set to share before we head over and let Alex take the interviews.
There, it's on.
Gaming Things has already confirmed it. Where's my moon man?
So I guess if we're ready to go here,
let's check to make sure they all are.
Yeah, it's on. You know that I have my voice set to share.
Oh, I have to confirm. Train man, voice set to share?
Sorry?
Is your voice set to share, Train man?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Go play.
I'm gonna work from the bottom and go to the top. So I'm gonna start you Gaming Things. Finished on track P4, got up to P3. You must be very happy with that.
Well, you know, it's about time I'm back up on this and that podium. I got pins and needles after how hard I drove there.
How did you find the start? Because it was pandemonium, I guess is the correct word.
I'm lucky to actually get out of the start nice and clean, but to be fair, I was kind of disappointed in qualifying.
Able to make it up in the race, and obviously it's not the podium you would have wanted. I assume you would have obviously wanted to finish on the podium. Do you think you can do that later on in the season, or even next?
I'm sorry, do you mind repeating that? You kind of cut off mid-sentence.
I said it was a podium, but it's obviously, in my mind at least, not the podium you would have wanted. Obviously you would have wanted to finish actually on the podium, top 3. Do you think you can do that at some point in the season?
Well, you can never fully predict these things, but hopefully I will.
And going into next week, you're quite confident.
So you cough again.
Into next week, confident or not?
What with Germany?
Yeah, going into Germany. Yeah.
Well, what To be fair, last season Germany is when I started to get my podium run back. So yeah, I'm decent at Germany, but to be fair, I haven't really tried to set a time trial time for setup on this game yet for Germany. So we'll see. But hopefully I can fight, and hopefully I've showed today I have the fight to continue.
Absolutely, mate. Well, congratulations. Before you go, I just want to ask Jack if he has any questions for you.
No questions. Just congratulations, gaming. Good to see you back up on the podium, and good to see you running the Honda engine that I had victory with last night. So
here we go again.
Well, it's camaraderie for the Honda Power Unit ones. You would have been part of it if you hadn't got fired.
All right. That's before Jack gets his hands on you. I just want to ask a few questions. Place, congratulations, my friend.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a good race.
Can we just ask when you're going bang bang or no bang bangs this race?
Oh, there was no bang bangs.
There was a lot of bang bangs behind you, but you were quite lucky. You did a really good run. Obviously, you were in a way sort of lucky because of one. But you would have taken a P3 anyway, but P2 it's just extra points in there and it's a good result.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad for Sven, to be honest, but yeah, I'll happily take P2. Yeah, I would have had a P3 anyway, I think, because Lee spun, didn't he?
Yeah, we watched him on stream, and the minute we switched to him, he spun and we heart in mouth stuff.
Yeah, because he was kind of, because I had a 3-second penalty and he was kind of hovering around 3 seconds, so I was just trying to keep him out of 3 seconds, but yeah.
Alright, my last question before Jack gets hold of you. Going into Germany next week, what's your opinions? Can you get on this podium again?
As long as you can stay out of trouble in turn 1 for all of the laps, maybe. It's one of my good tracks, so we'll see.
Okay, JV, your turn to ask the bang bang. No, we're not calling the bang bang.
I probably did bang him. But you know what? Yesterday we were in very different positions. You didn't quite make it to P1, but nonetheless, that's 2 of my commentators up on podium.
Yeah, near enough. I did
it's
my
a win
best,
for you, though, isn't it?
Jesus, Trainman was bloody quick. Sven as well. I had no chance catching them.
Who do you think was your biggest rival in this race, barring the Ferraris, then?
Sorry?
Who was your biggest rival in this race, then, taking away from the Ferraris?
I think Frederick, because he was staying with me there for a while after the pit stops, and then I passed my teammates, or my teammate let me by, I should say. Thank you, Mitch. And he kind of disappeared after that. I think he got a bit held up by.
No, he got damage on Psycho Mitch.
Oh, he did really? Okay.
Yeah, he clipped him.
That's too bad.
But yeah, so do you still agree with me that Silverstone's the best track in the world?
Well,
this is where you
one
say
of
yes.
the best.
All I'm saying is this is the most biased after-race interview.
I work for Silverstone.
No, not about Silverstone. You said one of my commentators on the podium. Do you agree with me? Question. There's so much me and my. He's tried to seduce you, Felix. Be careful.
I'm sensing it.
Sorry, Jack.
Would you like to interview Trainman now?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. Trainman, I don't know whether you're aware of it, because you're probably watching this controversy it's fair to say, in the commentary box. Surrounding there was, in the commentary box over this race, there was a lot of controversy concerning you and your teammate Sven.
Sorry?
Well, it looked to us on commentary that you and Sven had a strategy to... is that correct?
Yeah, we're talking on the radio, so if I'm quicker at some part, I go a bit in front of him, and otherwise. So...
Yeah, there was a lot of controversy in the commentary box. I agreed with your strategy, Jack didn't. There was talking about whether it belongs in F1. Do you think that sort of strategy belongs in Formula 1?
Yeah, I think it should, with your teammates.
And do you think, if we're being honest, I think you were the fastest driver today of your brother. Were you going to race laps? Was that the initial plan? Were you going to race on the last few laps?
Yeah,
Were you going to race?
Of course. Yeah, we were going to race on the last 10 laps or so, but I think he would have won in that case. He was quicker than me, actually.
Well, congratulations, my friend, and I'll ask Jack once again to questions, and if not, then this wraps up the interviews.
No further questions, just congratulations on winning the race, Train Man. You clearly did win it. Look forward to Germany next week.
Thank you. See ya.
Alright, so...
There we go, then.
That is us done for GP3 tonight. What an exhilarating race we had in front of us, as always. Tomorrow, GP2 will take you to the track, where James will be on comms with someone, undecided on who the guest comms will be this week for Cadwell. Then Thursday, I'll be back on commentary, again, undecided on who's going to be on commentary with me on Thursday. Alex, any closing remarks about this stream?
It's certainly one to remember, isn't it? I think that's definitely going to be one thing that's going to be said.
Nonetheless, I hope you've all had a very good day, and then we will see you next time in SFR. Have a very good night, and we'll see you tomorrow. Ta-ra, guys!